Ow! Why'd you slice off my hand? It is imperative that you understand. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today I want to talk about Commander Luke versus General Grievous. I actually did this counter twice in the same night while I was streaming, and both times it seemed like there was a lot of people in chat who expressed surprise and shock and even awe, dare I say. But they couldn't believe that Commander Luke can beat General Grievous, and I want to show you guys why that works, kind of, and that way you guys have that in your toolbox. It works on, so I did this against a Relic, 8 General Grievous, 7 or 8 on my main account, and then I went and did it on PrevailMan against a Relic 7 General Grievous with way lower relics and everything. So I'll show you guys how it all works, kind of the modding. I mean, definitely the modding, but we want to keep this video kind of short. So we're going to just do that one element. Let's jump into the game real quick. We can talk about modding right quick. It would get you guys that fresh take. You guys were supposed to say fresh, I've heard, because you get more clicks or something. So speaking of clicks, but please guys, we're trying to get to 10K, and if you want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment trying to mount the algorithm. And if we can do that collectively, we all win a prize, and that prize is more algorithms. I don't know. Let's jump in to the fight, though. We win more videos like this, you guys will be able to see them more, that's for sure. So please hit that sub button as well if you can. All right. Whoa, madness. Why is Commander Luke here? Why is he in the game? Because we wanted a Jedi Luke and they weren't ready to give us a Jedi Luke. So they gave us a Luke with a lightsaber, even though his primary weapon was a blaster back then. Okay, so this is the Commander Luke team, you guys. It's not a surprise here. You guys know it's Commander Luke with Chewie, Han, Chewpio, and 3PO, and you guys have heard me talk about their modding quite a bit. You don't need to do the whole swapping, whether you're going to be guard or not, depending on your situation. You guys can, if you want to look at more stuff about Commander Luke, you can watch my Faction Essentials Rebels video, Core Rebels. You can check that out. Just search for that. I'll try to put it in the video description as well. But Commander Luke, you want him to have a lot of offense. If it was just him personally, he'd probably want crit damage. But because he's part of a greater team that has Chewpio stealing stats from him and distributing them, Chewpio doesn't steal crit damage. He steals offense and he steals tenacity. So part of the reason you want tenacity on this build actually is because of this particular counter. So you want to put tenacity cross on him if you can, one tenacity set and then an offense set on the other. So then you can go protection or health on the circle. It doesn't really matter. Offense again on the triangle. Remember, we don't want him to have crit damage just because he's giving it out to the rest of the squad. And then I have a crit avoid because I just am lazy and don't want to switch him from 3v3, but this isn't necessary in 5v5. You can put an offense arrow and you'd probably be better off, frankly, guys. So you want him pretty quick if you can, but it doesn't have to be super fast. I mean, I like how fast he is considering my arrow is only a plus 14, but he's pretty good. Offense and tenacity is what you want on him, guys. Offense and tenacity. And then as much speed as you can pack in there. Chewie just wants all of the tenacity. Every single bit of the tenacity that you can get. I have him, as you can see, at 156. And otherwise, I mean, you can put a crit damage triangle on him, I guess. You could also, I've been thinking about this. I think I just want a protection triangle for him. Because I just don't want him to die. I want him to be fine. I want him to have protection, and you want tenacity secondaries as well on these guys. Apparently I've taken a few of them off. You can see though, 7% tenacity, 5% tenacity, all of the tenacity you can get. It doesn't necessarily have to be fast either. Maybe I'll play around with that. Some protection on him might not be bad, to be honest. Crit damage, almost irrelevant. I think I just needed another tenacity piece. But I mean, as it stands, he's 156. You want it to make it so that Chewpio steals enough stats from Commander Luke and hands them out so that Chewie is somewhere in the realm of I don't know, 200 or so tenacity. Oh, and by the way, Commander Luke, let me go back just real quick. My Commander Luke, his tenacity here is about 106% after all those stat boosts and everything. So that means Chewpio steals 40% for himself and gives 20% of that out. So it gives 20% out to Chewie, which I guess does not get him that close to 200. Bummer. Sorry, Chewie. Your life sucks. Okay, Han Solo, you want him fast as you can, as fast as he can go, sir. Offense, crit damage, and then you have enough crit chance. You can put potency on him so that he has the turn meter reduction more often. And speed arrow, guys, not offense arrow. It seems like offense arrow makes sense. It does not. You want speed, and then potency, just a little bit of boost of potency. Your main thing for him is damage, because he's going to be guarded and everything. He doesn't need tenacity, really. Nah, not too much. Chewpio, finally, we just have offense, because he is assisting every single time, and then more tenacity, because we don't want him to get stunned or anything like that. I mean, so if you can find some mods with tenacity, I mean, this squad is decently modded, but it's not. I haven't done every single awesome thing. And then I do have a crit avoid arrow on him. I don't know if that probably doesn't make that much of an impact against General Grievous, because he negates that as part of his lead. But crit avoid for 3v3, I don't know. It's not too bad. Nice to have him a little more resilient. And the thing is, he does some good damage. He does some decent damage. But his main thing is assisting and facilitating. So you know, an offense arrow would be fine there, though. So that's basically it for the squad. Let's actually jump into the counters. I'll show you guys both examples, and I did make a couple mistakes, but I think we'll be able to work around them. Whoa, why are you... Shut up, dude. Okay, so we've got... This is my main account, and we're facing a version with BB-8. And BB-8, of course, he gives the whole team a lot of turns, and everyone is visible when you have the BB-8 version. BB-8 is visible, and so is Magna Guard usually. No Magna Guard in this one, IG-88, but, I mean, Magna Guard would be about the same. So you got to target BB-8, and you just take him out, because you have all the exposed damage from 3PO. Oh, we didn't talk about 3PO's mods. 3PO just wants some potency, I guess. If you wanted to be clever, you could give him more tenacity, actually. I've been thinking about doing that, just because he almost doesn't need potency, because he gives himself potency up. But it's nice to have a little bit, just because he's applying expose all the time. And so, you can see we killed BB-8 right away, and I wanted to... once Grievous goes, because BB-8's dead, then you can just go and... the thing is, Chewie does a lot of % health damage whenever he goes. So there's already an expose on Grievous. He hasn't dispelled it yet. He kind of has like just a tiny bit of protection left. He hasn't assigned a mark or whatever to anyone. So what I was thinking of doing here was, I just wanted to take him out, because we have 20% max % health from the expose, and then Chewie, because we have guard from on Commander Luke, Chewie can assist, and so can Chewpio with the basic, but those assists are going to be doing a decent amount of damage here. Let's go real quick. Let's go back to the squad, just so you guys can understand exactly. So with guard from Chewie, that means he's going to be helping Commander Luke. He's going to be assisting, and then on top of that, so let's see, he deals damage. When Chewie deals damage to an enemy, he deals damage equal to 20% of their max health. Now that is a lot of damage on a strong General Grievous squad. When Chewie takes damage from attack, blah blah blah. So he's doing a pretty decent amount of damage as well, just because that 20% max health every single time he's assisting, and he's assisting again, or when Han gets a turn and Commander Luke gets a turn. So what we're trying to do here in the video is, I was thinking, why don't I just try to kill Grievous? Because we have 20% from the expose, we get the damage from Commander Luke, we get the damage from Chewie, and we get a potentially some exposes as well from 3PO exposing, because we're doing basics. And finally, we're just able to, well, we're able to get a lot of hits. So, but what I did do, I switched stances, which was a mistake. I was like, okay, so if I switch stances, then I'll be able, like, he'll be wounded, I'll be able to take him out for sure. And you can see how close we got. But if I had just gone and hit him, we would have killed him. So, that's a mistake. Then, one of the reasons, though, folks, we want a lot of potency or tenacity is you can see how few target locks there are on us. Lots of tenacity means they're not going to apply target lock, which means we can actually shoot back when they hit us. When we have target lock, that means we can't do that. So, almost killed General Grievous again. And a lot of times you just have to weather the storm, because once you get him below health, then he can start going. But remember, you can heal with Chupio a little bit, and then, of course, Chewie was able to do his 20% max health damage, and that's all she wrote, folks. That's it. This is an equivalent of what used to be a 57, which is not a bad score at all. Only lost some protection, and that's it. So here, why don't we can rewind just a tiny bit here. You guys can see it in full speed. No stopping and pausing. And then I'll show you guys the other one, which is in some ways more impressive, in my opinion. So, as I said, I think I made a mistake. Just hit General Grievous in this situation. And a lot of times, Grievous is not going to be in the situation where he is basically completely bereft of protection anyways. So he usually has a mark there anyways. So you can switch stances with Luke. If it doesn't kill the character in question, then it doesn't really matter. If in more traditional counters, you just go for B2 as quickly as you can. You kill B2, and then you kill B1, and then you call it good. And then eventually you kill Grievous. But in this case, a lot of times it also depends on who you are using to, not who are using, who's countering who. Who's countering whom. Maybe I should get better grammar or something. Alright, so here's the next one. We have, this is on PrevailMan. This is gear 12 on on 3PO, and then gear 13 on all of them. Relic 2 on everyone except for Relic 1 on Chupio. Similarly modded, but of course PrevailMan is my 3 million account, and so there's just not as many awesome mods on it. And you can see the squad up top. Obviously not a top tier squad, but she's got it where it counts in a lot of ways, because that Relic B1 has a lot of offense, and they knew to put all offense on there, and also make sure to put Relic 5, because having lots of damage from B1 is really important. Similarly, Grievous also was really well modded, had 144k health, and was just pretty good. So at this level, it was against a really good player, and we had to take it out in the first try, if at all possible. So we've got this team. See how it does. You guys already know. I told you. But so now we have Magna Guard, who's stealthing everyone. So you have to shoot Magna Guard. That's it. And remember, guys, if there's a Newt on this team, for the love of God, do not shoot Newt. Do not shoot Newt. Do not shoot him. Shoot. I'm rhyming. It sounds like a song, dear Lord. But shoot Magna Guard until B2 eventually gets startled out of his reverie, and you can actually start punching him. So you want to, at that point, yeah, I could have done the AOE with Chewie, because that would have erased all of the buffs. But I mean, then that would have maybe been nice. But I wanted to kill B2, but I also wanted to make sure that if Droideka rolled up, I'd be able to dispel him, because we wanted to use the Chupio blind as soon as we can. Commander Luke can also dispel using his middle ability here. And a lot of times it's better for Luke to just stay in that stance, because he has more tenacity in that stance. Granted, he does less damage, but he is much more resilient when he's standing there, unless you need to heal him or something. So, anyways, we've got Droideka, who's kind of under control, and you can do a lot of damage. Keep in mind, too, when you're using Chewie, if Chewie is assisting, he does 2 stacks of B2 or B1 every time. And by 2 stacks, I mean, like, he does 8, then another 8, because he does the percent health damage and he does the actual physical damage. So you can kind of tear down the B1 really quickly if you want. Now you note that we used blind there as early as possible, but we didn't do the big AoE, because the big AoE would only do a couple hits on each. It's probably better just to wait for a little bit. So call everyone to assist, and boom, we've hit Grievous a few times, and now we have to kill whoever he assigns for us to hit. And you can see we're only Relic 2 on everyone except for Chupio is Relic 1, and 3PO is Relic he's not even Relic 0, he's like Relic -1, because he's only gear 12. So yeah, at that point, you know, once he's alone, you're just good to go. So I mean, this was an amazing banners. This was pretty bad. In fact, we dropped, I think, 8 total banners. This would have been a 52, but at the same time, this is a pretty acceptable score given the circumstances. So once again, let's rewind. You guys can see it all in its glory, and I'll let you guys y'all go. Y'all have been surprised at that. I just like using that word. Yaldav is one of the best words, because it's like a double or triple contraction. It's madness is what it is. Yaldav. One of my patrons was telling me about it a while ago. It's pretty impressive. You also want to steal that damage immunity from Droidica, because you want to steal the things that he loves, and he also just does more damage. Like, he assists when that happens and everything. So keep in mind too, Chupio can save that thing for a last-minute heal on protection, but you almost don't want to think of it as a heal, honestly. Like, you just want to think of it as blind, which also heals sometimes. I don't know. Incidental healing. But all right, there you have it, folks. Not the cleanest counter. It's not the one that I love the most, but it is a very functional counter, and it works a lot. So guys, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth and Commander Luke prevails. We prevail. I think that's the plural. I need better grammars, folks. Do you? What do you think what do you think of this in the comments? Tell me more. What did I miss? See you guys.